Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom. Let's give all praises, fear, and glory and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Shalom to the elect, 144,000. And Bababal to the wicked and false ones. And I want to go into Amos. Let me get Amos 5 in verse 1. It says, "Hear ye this word, which I take up against you, even a lamentation, O house of Israel." The Lord is dealing with the house of Israel, our people. And he's judging our people because they are not hearkening, they're not listening, they're not in the right spirit of lamenting and repenting. So verse 2, "The virgin of Israel is fallen. She shall no more rise. She is forsaken upon her land. There is none to raise her up. For this saith the Lord power, the city that went out by 1,000 shall leave 100, and that which went forth by 100 shall leave 10 to the house of Israel. For this saith the Lord unto the house of Israel, Seek ye me, and ye shall live." See, the Lord is very merciful, and he's putting it out there in the most simplest way what you have to do. Seek him, and ye shall live. That's all you have to do. But guys don't want to. Guys want to, stay in their ways. They want to. They deceiving themselves, thinking that they don't need any more improvement. They don't need to accept rebuke or repent. And there's always room for improvement. If you don't accept that you can be better, how are you going to be sharpened? Verse 4, again, "For this saith the Lord unto the house of Israel, Seek ye me, and ye shall live. But seek not Bethel, nor enter into Gilgal, and pass not to Beersheba, for Gilgal shall surely go into captivity, and Bethel shall come to naught. Seek the Lord, and ye shall live, lest he break out like fire in the house of Joseph, and devour it, and there be none to quench it in Bethel. Ye who turn judgment to wormwood, and leave off righteousness in the earth." Whoo! Ye who turn judgment to wormwood. And a lot of guys, they're not really focused in judgment. They're just focused on being comfortable in this current time. It says wormwood. It's a state or source of bitterness or grief. See, they don't know. See, these false prophets and false brothers, they see judgment as something griefful, right? Because they know that they are going to take part of it. They are not cleansed. They're not innocent. See, only the innocent are going to be saved from the trouble and from the judgment. Verse 8, "Seek him that maketh the 7 stars and Orion, and turneth the shadow of death into the morning, and maketh the day dark with night, that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord is his name, Yahushai, that strengtheneth the spoiled against the strong, so that the spoiled shall come against the fortress. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate." Whoo! "They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. For as much therefore as your treading is upon the poor, and ye take from him burdens of wheat. Ye have built houses of hewn stone, but ye shall not dwell in them. Ye have planted pleasant vineyards, but ye shall not drink wine of them. For I know your manifold transgressions. Whoo! For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. Guys got mighty sins, man. They got a lot of transgressions. And the things that they're building and prepping, it's not for them. They're not gonna be able to really take advantage of what it's giving to them in this time. All the money, all the treasures, and anything they're stacking, their silver, their gold, they're not going to be able to use that to save their lives, because they're condemned already. The Lord is judging right now. Verse 13, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. The prudent shall keep silence in that time. What does that mean? We're not going to be debating in the spirit of debate and going back and forth. No, I'm right. Like, if you want to deceive yourself, go ahead. We're not wasting our time. We're redeeming the times. And we're investing the time in Yahweh Shai with the true ones that are seeking the Lord. So therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Right? Let them be evil. Let them be wicked still. We're not going to be wasting a time. We're going to keep silence, and we're going to see judgment happen in front of us. But we're going to be rejoicing. Verse 14, and we are rejoicing right now. We see everything crumbling down. The only thing that's not and will not crumble down is the house of David, the elect, the true believers, the little sanctuary, the ship, right? The ark. See, this is the Ark of Noah all over again. And no, it's not a carnal ark with wood. It's the spiritual ark, which is unbreakable, which is always flowing and never sinking. But the only thing that's sinking is these guys with their doctrines of men and with their millstone tied on their necks. But we're staying above water. You see, we're traveling. We're traveling a long journey, and we're finishing the journey. Verse 14, seek good. Seek good. There it is. Seek good. Look for good. Don't look for evil. Don't look for the tree of good and evil, because that's evil. That's confusion. Like I was speaking to the brother earlier. Whatever is not good 100%, it's not holy, then it's wicked. It's defiled. So anything good that has evil in it is not good to start with. It's defiled already. It doesn't matter if it was good in the past. It doesn't matter. The Lord said, all your good labors won't be remembered if you're currently doing wickedness. Verse 18. Verse 14. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live, and so the Lord, the power of hosts, shall be with you as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. And that's where we're at. We're in the gate. We're the gatekeepers. We're establishing judgment It says, it may be that the Lord, power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. Therefore the Lord, the power of hosts, the Lord said this, wailing shall be in all streets. So why are guys in the streets? It says, wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, Alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandman to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing. And such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing. And in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To that end, to what end is it for you, right? You need to make sure that you're right. You got to make sure that you're cleansed, that you're ready. It's not the same. You calling the Lord, and you know, and then seeing him arrive. When you see him come, when you see him arrive, when you see him crack the clouds, you know the time is up. There's no more repenting, because everyone's gonna want to repent in that time, because they see with the carnal eyes. The time is now, before you see the great power with your carnal eyes. You gotta see that power with your spirit, and really fear. Just like as you were seeing with the carnal eyes, be the same right now in the spirit. Don't wait for that time to run out. Because guys, they want the Lord to come now, but inwardly they don't really want him to come, because they know they're not ready. They're just saying they want the Lord to come, but it's not the same when you see him arrive. You know that you're gonna receive what you deserve, and the Lord knows your works and your intentions. It says, woe unto that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him. Whoo! As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him. Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. So there's no escape from judgment. Whatever you deserve, you are going to get. Verse 20, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assembly. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. That old song. The Lord does not want to hear that old song. The Lord does not want to hear that scratched up CD that keeps just replaying, and it's not playing something new. It's not playing something fresh. It's not harmonious. It doesn't have any harmony. It doesn't have any edification. It doesn't have power. It's old, just like the world. That's why you got to dig deep to find that treasure. Dig deep to find that source, so that you can really feed the sheep what they need. It says, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols. The Lord is not listening to guys. The Lord is only listening to a remnant. It says verse 24, but let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. Have ye offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch and Cheun, your images, the star of your God, lowercase g, right? False gods, which ye made to yourselves. Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, saith the Lord, whose name is the power of hosts. Amos 6:1. Woe to them that are at ease in Zion, and trust in the mountain of Samaria, which are named chief of the nations, to whom the house of Israel came. Pass ye unto Calneh and see, and from thence go ye to Hamath the great, then go down to Gath of the Philistines. Be they better than these kingdoms, or their border greater than your border? Ye that put far away the evil day, and cause the seat of violence to come near, that lie upon beds of ivory, and stretch themselves upon their couches, and eat the lambs out of the flock, and the calves out of the midst of the stall, that chant to the sound of the viol, and invent to themselves instruments of music like David, that drink wine in bowls, and anoint themselves with the chief anointments, but they are not grieved for the affliction of Joseph. See, they have a lot of things. They're following the customs of the Israelites, but what they're not doing is they're not really repenting. They're not really remembering what the prophets went through. You know, they're not remembering what our people went through. So that they have no care. You see, they don't have no care that this is the end. They're lying to themselves and lying to the flock, and making the flock feel at ease when we're supposed to be blowing the trumpet. The trumpet is a warning. It's a warning call for you to wake up and get ready. Verse 7, therefore now shall they go captive with the first that go captive, and the banquet of them that stretched themselves shall be removed. The Lord power hath sworn by himself, saith the Lord of power of hosts, I abhor the excellency of Jacob, and hate his palaces. Therefore will I deliver up the city with all that is therein. And it shall come to pass, if there remain 10 men in one house, that they shall die. And a man's uncle shall take him up, and he that burneth him, to bring out the bones out of the house, shall say unto him that is by the sides of the house, is there yet any with thee? And he shall say, no. Then shall he say, hold thy tongue, for we may not make mention of the name of the Lord. For behold, the Lord commandeth, and he will smite the great house with breaches, and the little house with clefts. Shall horses run upon the rock? Will one plow there with oxen? For ye have turned judgment into gall, and the fruit of righteousness into hemlock. Let me get those two words, man. Guys, it says, for ye have turned judgment into gall. Let me see. Impudence. It says, impudent behavior, bitterness, annoyance, irritation. Whew. It says, gal, an abnormal growth formed on plants. Whew, abnormal means it's strange. Guys are taking a strange way. They're growing in a strange way. They're not growing uprightly. They're growing wickedly. It says, for ye have turned judgment into gal. It says, and the fruit of righteousness into hemlock. Let me get that word. It's heavy. It says, let's see here. Whoo! Hemlock, a highly poisonous plant. Wow. It says poisonous herbs related to the let's see, leaves and small white flowers. Right? It's poison, man. Poison. They're turning the fruit of righteousness into poison. Let me read that again. It says Amos 6 and verse 12. Shall horses run upon the rock? Will one plow there with oxen? Right, because a horse running on a rock, that's burdensome for the horse. The horse needs to be on ground, right? So these false prophets, they're putting burden on us. They're trying to make it more complicated. They're trying to make it impossible. It says, for ye have turned judgment into gall, and the fruit of righteousness into hemlock. Yea, which rejoice in a thing of naught, which say, have we not taken to us horns by our own strength? But behold, I will raise up against you a nation, O house of Israel, saith the Lord of power of hosts, and they shall afflict you from the entering in of Hemeth unto the river of the wilderness. The Lord is giving the 2/3 unto our enemies, because they are our enemies. That's what the Lord said. He's binding the tares together in stubble, right? In bundles to burn them up. The Lord is giving the wicked of our people to death, to fire. And he's keeping the righteous in his barn. And it's very important that we give the flock, give the sheep what they need. Give them the righteous fruit that they can eat and learn from. And it has to be a fruit of good. Not good and evil, not poison, but nutritious, so that they can learn and that seed can grow, and they could and their souls can be saved in the Lord. So you brothers, remember, don't seek evil, seek good, seek the Lord. That's what the Lord kept saying. He keeps saying to seek him. Redeem the time. Seek him early. So with that, let's give all praises, fear, and glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, Brakatam, to you, brother, true brothers, true sisters, and the elect, and a Baba Ball to you false, wicked men that are full of poison. A Baba Ball to the wicked. And peace and blessings to you, brothers and sisters. Shalom. Pray for a few days. Continue the fight of faith. Repent because you still have time. Repent before time runs up. Know that you have space to improve yourself. Don't neglect yourself from being better than what you are now. Don't deceive yourself thinking that you have everything, you know everything. And Shalom.